You can have your prescriptions brought to your door with 1 to 2 day delivery from your local CVS. Get same-day delivery, or just swing by and pick them up on the way home from the doctor. While you're here, get your questions answered and put your mind at ease, because there are still some things that you just can't get in a cardboard box. That's how healthier happens together with CVS. Not all prescriptions eligible for delivery. Restrictions apply. Visit cvs.com/delivery for details.
Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Danny Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician. We have been working with women one-on-one to get their periods back for well over a year, and it's been really effective. We strongly believe that you need a individualized, custom recovery protocol that goes across nutrition, lifestyle, mindset, exercise, the whole thing. And we believe in that a lot. We're not really willing to waver from that. But what we have been doing up until now is only offering video-based coaching. And we've been hearing from you guys that that's great, but doesn't work for everyone. So we want to implement this new trial of email-based only coaching. So no scheduling, no Zoom calls. It's all through email. We do a weekly check-in, so you'll send us an email once a week with all of your details, what was working, what's not working. We'll make tweaks and changes to the plan. We'll also get you on track with learning to use the fertility awareness method to track progress. You'll get a customized program. We'll be basically holding your hand through the whole process, and you'll also be able to chat with us as much as you want, or to your assigned coach as much as you need in between these weekly official check-ins. So who is email-based coaching for? It's for anyone who is going through HA recovery, trying to get their period back. It's for anyone who has had a recovery period or 2 or 3 and is looking for help optimizing or getting pregnant or getting back to training and trying to ensure that training isn't getting in the way of their menstrual cycle. We're all about custom goals here, and everyone's an individual and everyone's life is individual. And so we want to work with you to reach whatever goal you have in a way that works with your lifestyle and your mindset, all while helping you to have a solid, healthy relationship with food, with your body, with your exercise. That's our whole mission. So if that's your mission, come and join us. We'd love to work with you at thehasociety.com/coaching. Go there, hit buy now, get started, and I'll immediately send you your intake forms, and we can get started with your goals right away. So that's thehasociety.com/coaching. Hey guys, happy Friday. Just jumping in here late Friday afternoon to record something that I woke up this morning and felt really suddenly inspired, like 5 a.m. to just start writing. So I thought, why not just hop on the podcast today and just share away. So it's about recovery not being one size fits all. And this came up because we just Coach Ashley and I have been talking a lot about our coaching and how we're just passionate about the fact that it's heavily individualized. And I guess so it's just been on my mind a lot lately. And yeah, I wish it was a one-size-fits-all plan, but it's not. So my functional nutrition counseling teacher, Andrea Nakayama, said this in class one day. She said, in reference to one-size-fits-all health protocols, maps tell us the most simple path from A to B, But even those maps only tell us the most seemingly direct route. In doing so, they disrupt possibility and overlook when the direct path may not be the best way. They bypass the pleasure and intricacy of the journey as it best suits the journey woman. And Einstein also said, logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will get you everywhere. And as a past mentor somewhat of both Andrea Nakayama and myself, Annie Hyman Pratt has said, the direct path from A to B is never available. So she was actually a business coach of ours, Andrea Hyman Pratt, but it's so true in every aspect of life. There's the textbook definition, right? The map view, but the direct path from A to B is never available. All of this tells us that simply reading a protocol that is recommended to the masses is helpful, but not clearly the way forward. Let me be clear here. I am not bashing any kind of course or book or anything like that. I do think that following a course without taking your unique needs into account is a bit like throwing everything at the wall, because if you do, something will stick. I do think that advice based on survey data and meta-analysis of studies is super helpful and useful, 1,000%, and we use that in our practice here too. But like anything, it's just not the full picture, right? Like you wouldn't take a diet plan from a magazine and think this is definitely perfect for me, knowing all you know now, right? So you need to take that and apply it to, recovery information as well. There is more to everything. You must find the version of recovery that best serves your unique situation as a human. To do this, we take the information from studies and our knowledge of functional nutrition and exercise, along with our ability to listen and have empathy for ourselves or for a client, and we need to create a plan that we're most likely to be successful with long term. So I'm not saying that there are people who don't need to eat more and don't need to rest more or anything like that. I think we know that by now none of us are unicorns and those fundamentals still apply, but then it starts to get more nuanced after that. What does eating more look like for person A and versus person B? And what does resting more look like for person A versus person B? For example, many women going through recovery have a history of disordered eating, which has also led directly to a history of digestive issues, serious ones. So how can this person follow the same protocol as someone without it? I've seen this many times. They cannot eat that much food. Digestive flare-ups will set them back in recovery. Some women are athletes at different levels of competition. How can we simply not take that life experience and passion into account? It's not as simple as stopping training. There are steps we can take first. Changes to training frequency and intensity. Mental reframes on training that allow us to see the actual way to train our bodies. Not the training strategy that just says more is better. Many women are still working through fear of weight gain. How can we not take these women's perspectives and experiences into account before simply asking them to throw as much food and weight gain at the wall as they can? There are women dealing with cultural challenges. How does the woman at Ramadan eat for recovery? How does the girl who is in school because of a sports scholarship work around this? How does the woman who is battling back and forth daily between looking a certain way on her wedding day and her health figure out the path ahead? The truth about a one-size-fits-all program for recovery is that it's merely a suggested framework. You need to figure out the nuances of your life and make sure that your recovery protocol is suited to it. You also need to be committed to it. One of the challenges with this is that we're often very fair weather when it comes to our own programming or commitments. If I ask you what you're more likely to commit to, a program written for you by a trusted source or a program written by you, I guarantee you're going to say a program that is written for you by a trusted source. When taking your individual situation into account, you solidify your recovery, not just physically by getting your period back, but long term. You've learned what works for you and your life and your body. You've understood what areas of your life are the ones that have been holding your period back. You've learned and you've grown. Following a diet or exercise program that didn't take the full context of your life, needs, or mental state into account is actually what got you in this mess in the first place. So look, having a period is essentially a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we as women are born with. It's like someone's forced a puppy on us that we have to keep alive and well for the next few decades. If you have a pet, you know that it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Your pet has different mannerisms, and some can be with other dogs and some can't, and some are aggressive towards strangers, and some will die of excitement to see strangers. Some have special dietary needs or medication, and some need to be groomed in special ways, and some will never need a groomer in their whole life. You as a human have these differences too, so you need to understand yours and just adjust accordingly. You know, the fundamentals are the same, the nuances are there. Here's a few suggestions, because I don't want to just like drop this and then walk away without you having any idea where to look for these nuances. You can take these into consideration. Yeah. What are your nutritional requirements? Are you still active? I see this all of the time. Active women holding on to this 2,500 calorie number that's based off studies and meta-analysis and not off of themselves. What if you're super tall? What if you're crazy active? Do you have a pre-existing condition that your body is also dealing with? I see this a lot. Most of us have something else our body is dealing with. So if you do, consider your body's energy needs for that as well. Do you have digestive challenges that make it hard for you to eat that many calories? Do you need to figure out ways that you can eat it without the digestive discomfort? Are you eating sufficient of the 3 macronutrients? I cannot tell you how important it is that you're assessing your dietary habits. This is massive. You can get sufficient calories until the cows come home, but if you eat the same thing every day, 7 days a week, and it's not nutritionally dense, or just it is, but it's never varied, you're potentially going to be held back from recovery or have a cycle that's suboptimal. And I don't mean that to scare you in any way. It's just reality. Like, I just am seeped in reality with this a bit. Sorry. I really hope this doesn't offend anyone or bother anyone. I'm just trying to say that I want you to dig a little bit deeper past the surface level of just eat more, rest more, and just take more of yourself into consideration. Other ideas, I guess, that are coming up for me is like your exercise needs, right? This could be, essentially, this is all about your background, like your mental state, and ultimately weighing up your priorities as an athlete if you are one. Exercise is actually important, and I want to remind you that the definition of exercise actually doesn't include weight loss, right? The definition of exercise is activity requiring physical effort carried out to sustain or improve health and fitness. No weight loss is involved in that definition. So when we write a protocol, exercise might mean skill work, mobility, walking, nourishing the joints, yoga, all the way through to potentially, for some people, a light run or even weight training, specifically for my ladies who are at risk of osteoporosis or have some kind of risk that outweighs the benefits of altogether stopping. But this is individualized, and it's not an excuse for you to find excuses as to why you should get to train more. It's just very nuanced. And I encourage you to find like an unbiased third party. Maybe sit down with your partner, your best friend, a family member, or someone else that you are friends with in the HA community, and ask them like, hey, this is what I'm thinking or seeing for myself, and my recovery protocol. Like, I have this other condition, or I'm super duper tall, or I have this story in my head that 2,500 calories, I can't go over it, but I think that maybe I do need to go over it. Like, what do you think? And get someone else's perspective on it, because sometimes it's just really hard to trust in ourselves and our own intuition without that little extra boost. So, hey, I hope this was fun. I hope this was helpful. I hope you go into the rest of your day or week or weekend, with the mindset that, maybe you deserve to look at yourself a little bit more closely and what you need to be successful and what you need to get your period back and just what you need to be happy. All right. Have a good one. Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women.
Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. improves children's health by developing better treatments and technologies. Ranked one of the top children's hospitals in the nation, we take on the most complex, rare, and life-threatening conditions because all children deserve a healthy future. And with our new pediatric-focused research and innovation campus, we are generating and sharing even more discoveries because at Children's National Hospital, we want to help every child grow up stronger. Learn more at childrensnational.org/innovation.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting your cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com right now for free screening resources and recommendations from the American Cancer Society. Don't wait. Early detection can save your life. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com today. cancerscreeninfo.com.